Hi everybody, Allie here with ABC Bead Supply, and I'm here today to share with you a brand new product line. We're so excited to make the debut of our new acrylic accents. The acrylic accents were carefully designed to be able to be used and repurposed in two different ways. One is being accents for our beadable badge reels, and the other is being turned into pendants for keychains. This way, with just one acrylic piece, you can choose how to use it. You can make sets with perfectly coordinated pieces if you want to make and gift somebody a coordinating, matching badge reel and keychain accents. And then you can get these just to have on hand without having to worry about exactly which way you want to use them. You can convert them to either the badge reels or the keychains with just one product. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use these accents. I'm not going to show you how to actually assemble the badge reel or the keychain, the beaded components of them. We have a lot of other videos on our website at abcbeadsupply.com and our video tutorial library right at the bottom of the homepage that'll walk you through how to assemble both of these styles. In this video, we're just going to focus on actually using and adhering these acrylic accents to your projects. So these are two samples of the beaded badge reels with two different acrylic accent pieces. And these are two examples of the keychains with adding pendant hook pieces. All four of these projects are available in kits on the websites as well. Our kits come with everything that you need to create the project, rather than just having to purchase the supplies a la carte if you just want to make one of something. As always, everything is available in standard quantities, and all of these accents are available individually if you want to piece together your own projects as well. But we do have two kits that are available for you. Here's a look at all of the various accents that we've added. We started and launched this line with focusing on teachers, the teaching community, and not just teachers, but educators. We wanted to make sure that we encompass principals, school nurses, our administration team in the offices, librarians. So with Teacher Appreciation Week coming up in May, we wanted to make sure that we had something for everyone in the school. So we have lots of different options for that. And then we also have a lot of medical professional pieces too. So we have Scrub Life, two versions of a healthcare hero, one with the medical emblem and background and just a standard rainbow. Mental Health Matters. This is great for school counselors as well as those in the healthcare industry. We have RNs, we have Nurse Vibes, It's a Beautiful Day to Save Lives. Lots of great options for the medical community as well. We also threw in a paw for our veterinary our vets and our vet technicians. So this is our starting point with this line, and we're looking forward to growing it. So we will have other accents coming down the road, in the future. But this is where we're starting off with the line. We've also added a black beadable badge reel in addition to the white on the site, so that you have two options for bases. If there's a black base, it looks really nice having the black badge reel. I also like the black on, so like the Scrub Life has more black accents than white. Let's see, the paw, you could really go both ways, but with all that black, I just like the pop of black sometimes underneath some of these. But then you also have your white, so you've got different choices. This is an off-white one, so I really like the look of the black with that to bring out the black text. So two new options for the badge reel blanks as well. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you how to make both a pendant and a badge reel. The pendant pieces, the pendant bails, are going to look like this. That's your conversion piece that you're going to need for a pendant. And then these are the badge reel conversion pieces. So let's see, what ones haven't I mounted yet? Let's do a teacher, and let's do a librarian one, because I know my daughter is going to need both of those to bring to school. I'll go ahead and adhere these together. So there are two different glue options that work really well with mounting these. The first is, both of them are available just at Target. So an easy grab, something you can add to your curbside pickup. The Gorilla is an epoxy. So it's a two-part epoxy where you're actually combining these two pieces. If you work with resin already, you can use resin. for those that don't get into resin making and everything, this is a great way for you to have just a small amount of it for a project like this. So this is an epoxy, two-part epoxy, and then we've got the Loctite super glue. This is the Ultra Gel Control. Both adhesives work with both components. We've put them to the test on both the pendant mount and the badge reel mount. However, my preference is using the epoxy on the badge reel and the super glue on the pendant. Again, they both work. I just prefer them, and I'll talk a little bit more about why and as we're putting them together. So the first thing that I'm going to show you, these are just our paint palette trays. You can snag these on the website. If you're using these, they're great for making necklaces and designing necklaces. If you're using them for mixing your epoxy glue, you're going to want 2 of these because it does stay on the palette, but you can keep reusing it because it'll harden up and you can just keep reusing the palette still. So you want a palette for the epoxy, or you can use a piece of cardboard or whatever too if you just want to be able to dispose of it later. Really, whatever works for you to squeeze the glue out with. So you're just going to take the epoxy and open it up. There's a thing where you have to kind of twist it and whatnot the first time you open it, but then there's that little cap. And then you need equal parts of both of these epoxies to get it to set and cure right. So you're gonna squeeze a little bit in. If they both start coming out at exactly the same time, then you're good. You can squeeze a little bit more into that well. If one side starts spurting out a little bit early from the other, then you're gonna wanna let that run and then move into another well to add it fresh so that those parts are completely equal. And then you're going to take this, there's a little spatula stirrer that comes with it. You're going to just use that to mix it up and to get those 2 components of the epoxy together. And it's going to start getting to be a little bit just kind of taffy-like almost as you mix those pieces. So you're going to give that a good stir, and then you're going to take your badge reel and you're going to just take that little stir stick and just fill the center. The badge reel has like a little circular ring in the middle of the badge reel, and I like to use that as a template on where to put your glue and just keeping it right in there. That way you don't get too much on and it doesn't ooze out and out the sides onto your acrylic. So if you just kind of keep it in the center there and give yourself that margin, it'll be a nice clean finish. Okay, so we're gonna take that badge reel, and now we've got our accent. Oh, before we stick that on, I didn't do this. There is a little bit of adhesive film on the back of the acrylic piece. So you're gonna wanna just push that forward. It can be a little stubborn to get started. You can take a sharp tool if you need to help kind of push that acrylic, not the acrylic, the paper backing up. Give it a little push and then peel that off. And it's really important that you don't miss that step because you don't want to be adhering your badge rail to the backing. All right, so then you're going to take that, you're going to take your acrylic piece, and you're going to just stick that right on where you want it. And you just want to make sure that this bottom part here is at the bottom. This back is a 360 movable piece, so it doesn't matter where that's positioned. You just want to make sure that your bottom is in the right spot. And so you're going to just hold that with your fingers for a few seconds to get it to initially start to hold and cure. And then you're just going to set this aside, and it's going to cure. The tube says 5 minutes. I find that that's really not the case. Never is, right? I allow at least 15 minutes for that to cure before you add your beads onto it. It's going to have the general curing is going to be there, but you just don't want it to be tacky at all by the time you start adding the beads. And again, for a tutorial on how to add the beads to one of these badge reels to open it up, you can go right to our website at abcbeadsupply.com and view one of our other badge reel videos. We just don't want to take the time for this one because it'll get to be too long. We want to focus on these accent pieces. And because this badge reel is kind of sitting at a little bit of an angle, as it's curing, I'm just going to make sure that it's not sliding around too much and that we hold it in place. Okay, now for attaching the pendants. So if you want to make a pendant out of these pieces, you're going to take, again, you want to remove that film backing. So we're going to just push that right on up like that. And then you could, if you already have this mixed and used, you could just go through and add some of this epoxy to your bail and use this adhesive if you want it to serve both purposes. I find that this super glue has a bit better control. So if you're just going to be making these, I would recommend this glue. I really don't care for how this works with the badge reels. It kind of creates a little bit of a chalkiness. If you have any resin that kind of goes where you don't want it to with these, it's not noticeable. It cures really well. This, if you get it anywhere remotely that it doesn't belong, it leaves a little bit of a dusting. And so I just like the look of it, especially with the surface area too, since this is more of a precision tip and this is covering a bigger area. This just works better for the badge reels. This could work, you just end up using a whole lot of it. Because this has the precision tip, I just prefer it for these little bails because it's just a lot easier to get just a tiny amount of that glue right on your bail. It's just easier to work with. But again, both are gonna work. And then you're just gonna put that bail right behind the acrylic piece to turn it into a pendant. And again, you're just gonna let this harden at least 15 minutes before you start using it on a project, and you're good to go. So that's how you can convert any of these new acrylic accent pieces into either a badge reel or a pendant. And you have a lot of creative options. Again, here's a look at the super glue option and the Gorilla Glue epoxy, so you can snag those. Again, Target has them. And then you can get creative. All of the acrylic links are available right on the website, along with the kits, the bails, and all the supplies besides the adhesive at abcbeadsupply.com. Hey everybody, I'm back. I didn't want to have to refilm this whole video to show you the proper way to cure your badge reel, so we're just adding this at the end. In the first part of the video, I had it sitting this way and was fixing it from sliding. Quick tip, just flip it over. That's how I had done it for all of the sample pieces, and I had a brain fart when I was filming. So once you've attached your badge reel to your acrylic, just flip it upside down and let it dry this way so that it's flat and you don't have to worry about it sliding or moving in any way. Much easier,